ready to break down 299 for you today. Aaron, why don't you start us off with telling us which fight we're starting with?
We're starting off with the Yadong versus Gutierrez.
All right, these are little mini notes. Round one was a feeling out process for sure. Not much action. Round two, Yadong was doing some good groundwork and controlling the fight. Uh, Round three, Yadong had a really nice uh, entry where he went for a takedown and then let it off, which led to a really good combo against the fence. Uh, and then he had a nice leg sweep by the end of the round. I realized this was a 5-rounder, but by this point, I don't know. I think I zoned out. Oh, that's right. We stopped watching because it was so boring we couldn't anymore.
You actually ended up fast forwarding yourself with me just still watching it, and I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty bored myself. I was kind of dozing off into space, kind of just thinking whatever, because the fight just was not progressing at all. It was just constant leg kicks after leg kicks, and then next thing you know, he uses a leg shot in front of his face, in front of Yadong. So it's his leg skills are great and all for Gutierrez, but it is so damn annoying. Just constantly leg kicking. It's kind of annoying. I won't even lie. It wasn't even fun to watch. It was so boring. No, but responding to Tyler's thing, yes, it is. It was nowhere near as enjoyable than any other fight that I've ever watched.
No, it was definitely lacking a certain je ne sais quoi. Okay, now we're gonna switch over to the next fight, which was Jack Della Maddalena versus Kevin Holland. Round one, I was impressed by, as I am always with him, by Jack's skill in going to the body with his punches. He was doing really well with that. Aaron, take round 2 and 3.
So with Jack in round two, Jack is landing well while standing defensively sound. Tyler, defensive.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember too much.
Round 3 was a little bit of a slower pace. It was
Yeah.
a 3-round fight. Jack won by decision. Insert commentary here. Jack Della Maddalena kinda just, I don't want to say controlled everything, but he was definitely the front runner. Obviously, he won, but no, it was a very good outing for him last time. All right, now we're gonna go over to Jan versus O'Malley. Okay, round one. Peter Yan shoots for a nice double, and O'Malley has a really nice reversal. There was a lot of questions going into this fight, whether or not O'Malley could hang with the top tier people, whether or not O'Malley had any ground game whatsoever. But a lot of those questions, I believe, were kind of answered in this fight and started leading him towards fighting for the title. Round 2, Jan opens up with a good switch kick, and then they both stunned each other in this round. It was kind of like a back and forth thing, but it was also not like a war, but they just happened to both at different times in the round technically rock each other. Then Jan had a nice trip, and then round 3, O'Malley landed a really nice knee that ended up splitting Jan open, and then he kicked the head of Jan pretty well, causing it to get even bigger. Jan got another takedown and was doing really good with his hooks and hitting O'Malley with those hooks. The comparison here is not the same as when we look at the Cheeto Vera fight, solely because tonight with Cheeto's a lot bigger and longer than Peter Yan. He resembles that much more of Sterling, which we'll get to later. But we have to remember that these two are very much ready to kill each other, and that's what we all enjoy. All right, Aaron, you got
So
with
the O'Malley and Jan fight, with the O'Malley and Jan fight, I won't lie, it wasn't okay. Didn't Jan have like a gash on his forehead?
Yeah,
like a bad cut, and it was bleeding pretty bad, right?
Yeah,
if I do remember. Okay, yeah, that gash was kind of really just deep. I won't even not even deep, just kind of. It made him bleed so much. It was dripping clumps of just blood on O'Malley entirely while they were grappling. I won't even lie. It kind of helped both of them in a sense because they were slipping through each other's like grapples and reversals, and the blood kind of just made it all gory and stuff, which is, I mean, I kind of like, but I felt bad for Jan because, dude, he was trying so hard to just wipe off the blood off his face, just trying to like screw the guy up, just screw Mally up, but he couldn't keep up. I mean, he kept up, but just not too much to where he wanted to because of the gash, and a little bit of blood was also getting in his way. But other than that, Jan has a very different fighting style. Other than O'Malley, O'Malley's more of the setter upper. He sets you up without even letting you know. I promise you. I've seen him. I've studied it with in the detailed. I studied it with Cormier, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So very, very. I believe it's
Slow down. You're lagging like
right,
crazy.
slow down. I am, but the way he set up is either a kick, body kick, leg kick.
Bro, Aaron, stop talking. We can't understand you. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Try now. No. Definitely, I can't understand a word. Here, leave and join back. Okay. In the meantime, now that robot was glitching out like, well, if the guy who invented a typewriter saw our computers today, I don't know. Anyway, Aaron made a lot of very good points about the, the gash getting in Jan's way, him being prevented by that to see the distance that he needed to close, so on and so forth there.
Okay, let me know the audio now.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool.
Okay, now we are switching over to Chandler Poirier. Poirier got really tested in this fight. I'm not gonna lie. Chandler hit him with some good shots and had him rocked really well. One thing that Poirier is really good at is if you put his back against the cage and when you try and kind of, I don't know, tee off on him against the cage, he's this very good check hook that ended up knocking down Chandler. And then he was just, from there, the boxing started to just rock and roll. So that was very exciting to watch. Round two was a nightmare for Poirier and for everyone watching. Chandler, I don't hate Chandler, but Chandler committed like 50 different fouls. There was the fish hook. He hit him to the back of the head like 20 times.
Yep. And then didn't he have like a glove, like fingers and glove too, like at one point? And Poirier like pointed it out in like while he was getting demolished in the process.
Yeah, there was definitely something there. I don't know if that one was.
I didn't really see a glove, and I didn't really see the glove thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, if Poirier says something about it, then I guess he probably did.
Well, yeah, I honestly have no idea. But round three, Poirier did a really good job of cutting off Chandler in the cage, making sure that he couldn't get to a spot in the cage that he wanted to get to, and making it kind of a rough situation for Chandler. And then obviously he ended up getting the rear naked choke on Chandler, which I think surprised a lot of people, because one thing about this sport is people tend to have very short memory, to where they just completely forget about who fighters are, what they're good at, what they're capable of. Poirier, for the beginning of his career, for the first like 7 fights of his, was winning fights only by jiu-jitsu. He has quite a lot of submissions, actually, and I think people forget that because he has become such a good and exciting striker that goes to war, that kind of fell by the wayside, especially with today's audience. You know, they're younger, they haven't necessarily seen those fights or those matches, and people just kind of turn their brains off that way at times. And so I think that kind of led to one of the funnier after Octagon interviews. And obviously everyone who's been to this channel before or knows me knows I'm a Poirier fanboy, so I was very happy. Burns versus Masvidal. Okay. Obviously, I'm going to acknowledge that
this fight was pretty good. I won't even lie. This fight was really good.
It was good, but it was pretty one-sided.
Why was it pretty one-sided? Do you think it was just all because of like Burns winning and then Masvidal kind of like coming over saying, "Hey, like Like good stuff.
No, I mean Burns. I feel like was controlling things for the most part.
He had some pretty good setups. Combination to a heavy hitter. I think that's
Yeah,
his specialty.
he definitely loaded up too much at times. He had a nice check hook in the first round.
Yeah, that's probably why he was
Nice
gassed. I I
short
saw.
uppercut, and He had good. He had a really good takedown around two as well. I think that. See, here was the problem that night. Okay, that entire week leading up to that fight was just chaos. Um, Jorge was doing interview after interview talking about Miami and how he grew up, and, which obviously they do, but it seemed like he knew he was going to retire that night. And I think that ultimately led to him being hesitant to pull the trigger because he didn't want to risk getting knocked out in front of his home crowd. I just think that worried him. He didn't want to do that.
Okay.
And I think, well, and with Burns, didn't have anything to lose. Not like Masvidal did that night
For him, it
anyway.
was just another fight. For Masvidal, it was kind of just like oh, I gotta be cautious about this
Yeah,
type deal.
yeah. Then we have O'Malley with Sterling, which was a short fight.
Yeah, like I said, man, O'Malley's he's good with these man. Um, that the way he punched the lights out of Sterling with that made it even better was empowering. Like just staring at each other, just staring down, not even looking away. They didn't even want to touch gloves, nothing. They're like, nah, I want to mess this dude up right now. So they got straight to it, which was was awesome.
Then obviously, there was a lot of dancing in the first round. Figuring each other out. Aljamain did a really good job of tying him up against the cage and landing some nice hooks. Round two, Sean made a really fatal error in this fight, which he better not make tonight because I think that would be game over. Uh, he tried to go for a kick like right off the bat in the beginning of the round and ended up slipping. And then because of that, while he was trying to get up, Aljamain got a hold of him and just immediately tied him up again. Obviously, I don't expect that with Cheeto Vera. It's just not the same thing. But
With Cheeto Vera, his fighting style is very slow paced, and I guarantee you that it won't pick up by the end of third round and the start of fourth, if it makes it to that state.
well, he starts slow and then he picks it up, but he can't do that. Like that's just not
He
gonna
can't do
work.
it with this. He can't do it with this fighter. This fighter, where he needs to hit. And I'm not gonna lie, 99 it works for him. I'm just saying it works for O'Malley. So Cheeto's gonna have to figure something out in order for him to just not either knock him out, submit him, or try to get it to a decision. Go through all 5 rounds.
Okay. So without further ado, now that we've gone over some of the past fights, we get to one of my uh, favorite parts, which is the picking of the winners between the matchups. Let me go back to sharing my screen. All right. We got Peter Yan versus Song Yadong starting off the night. Aaron, why don't you go first on this one?
Alrighty. What am I reading off here?
You're not reading off. We're making our picks.
Oh, let's see. For me, okay, Peter Yan does have a really good fighting style, more of a boxer. Song Yadong is very well rounded, very well just all rounded. I think I'm gonna go Song Yadong on this one. I think I'm gonna go with Song Yadong.
I'm going with Peter Yan.
All right.
Next up, we have Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena. I honestly will be happy either way who wins this fight, but I do believe that Jack Della Maddalena has the capabilities to beat someone like Gilbert Burns. I'm a huge
Gilbert
fan
Burns
of
has
his.
not Gilbert Burns. Sorry, Jack has a very well like defensive style. Like he'll know when to strike right after you strike, like a counter. Yeah,
Yeah,
I loved watching Jack. I'm definitely gonna go for Jack. Not like no offense to the heavy hitter. I understand, he gets a good combination and then for a heavy hitter, but I do like Jack more just because he has a defensive style, to where he can check you a little bit more. So I'm definitely gonna go with Jack.
I agree. I'm going to go with Jack on that one too. All right, then we are to Michael Venom Page versus Kevin Holland. Michael Venom Page obviously making his UFC debut. He was a Bellator champ for years. So, I mean, here there's a lot of question marks, obviously. But I'm going to go with Michael Venom Page. Kevin
I'm definitely
Holland's
gonna go.
just too inconsistent for me.
Yeah, he is, but he also is a goofy fighter, which I do kind of attract more into like to a fighter because they do like little like dances like here and there. He'll like appreciate another fighter's like punch or kick or whatever. He'll acknowledge it, like while the fight's going. So I think I'm gonna go with Kevin Holland. Holland's more of a well-rounded person as well. So I'm gonna go with
All
Kevin.
right, all right. Next up, we have the co-main event 5-rounder Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint Denis. Now, I say this obviously acknowledging that I have a very big bias here, but whoever is the odds maker needs to be fired or chucked off a cliff. Whoever put the brand new rookie, who's ranked 12, by the way, as the favorite over Dustin Poirier in a 5-round fight is a moron. I'm sorry, Benoit Saint Denis, you are good. I believe you could do a lot
Wasn't
of
he in
good
like the
things.
French military?
Yes, he was French Special Forces, but this is not the military. Dustin Poirier
Right.
has been in so many 5-round wars and battles that to put anyone as a favorite above him is questionable enough. But to do it for a guy who's never even fought 5 rounds is preposterous. That's like saying I should be able to cook a steak better than a chef who's been doing it for 30 years because I did it once when I was 8 or something ridiculous like that. It just
Shout
doesn't
out
make sense.
Gordon Ramsay.
It,
Uh,
yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. But hey, like I said, I have a bias, but I am taking Dustin Poirier without a doubt.
I'm going with Poirier as well. I want to see Poirier win. I want to see him win.
Now, next we have Sean O'Malley versus Marlon Chito Vera
Let's go. The main event.
of the evening. I believe O'Malley will win. If
I'm
I
going with O'Malley on this one. Bro,
if
the
I
pink
had to
shorts.
guess,
Come on now.
if I had to guess, I'm gonna guess O'Malley by knockout in the 3rd round. But if Cheeto is going to win, right as soon as the fight starts, he needs to go at O'Malley and make this a dog fight, because he's not going to be able to just stand in front of O'Malley for 3.5 rounds and then put it on him and win the fight like that. That's just not going to work in this scenario.
Yeah, O'Malley and Cheeto do have a lot of stamina just entirely. So this fight, I'm hoping it goes to 5 rounds or to a so it goes to decision, or I'm gonna say knockout by 3rd round or 4th. Knockout 4th or 3rd. Or decision.
All right, well, next, for our final segment of the day, we are going to see how me and Aaron fare against this UFC quiz. All right, first one is, which mixed martial artist inherited the nickname Rowdy from a WWE alum? Aaron, any idea?
What was the word that was like
Rowdy.
Emphasized? Rowdy. Okay. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Randy Coucher. I'm gonna go Randy Coucher.
It's Randy Couture, and you'd be wrong.
Couture.
It's Ronda Rousey.
My instinct was going to Ronda, but I was like, nah, let me go to someone else.
Which of the following fighters is not in the UFC Hall of Fame? Oh boy.
Which one is not in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, Bas Rutten, Kazuyoshi Sakuraba, Dan Severn, or Bryce Mitchell.
I feel like Bryce Mitchell is in it, so I'm gonna go with Dan.
Oh, you should have just stuck with it.
Okay.
Conor McGregor out-earned Lionel Messi by how much in 2021? Oh, good night.
Earned. Dang.
Oh shoot.
Okay.
55. Do you not see the options? There's no 55.
Okay. Oh, that's
Oh, that was correct. Was the UFC champion featured in this picture? Answer would be Misha Tate. Yeah, it says Hezbollah. Rivalry with which legend of the sport? Royce Gracie rivalry. That would be Kemp Shamrock. I did not get that one. All right, well, that was our first one incorrect. Who is the UFC legend among newbies? Huh? Let's see.
among newbies?
Pat Miletich. Oh, it's Pat Miletich. He's an old guy. Who's the first fighter to be inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame posthumously? Does it mean after they were
Posthumous?
dead? That would be Kimbo Slice. No, it was Kevin Randleman. Okay.
Oh,
In
wrong case.
2017, Conor McGregor lost a boxing match against which world famous boxer? Seriously? I wasn't even a fight fan back then, and I knew that. Compared to other sports where athletes receive around half of total revenue, the UFC pays fighters. Okay, I hate this question because it's so dumb. It depends on the fighter and the event, but hey, it'd be 20%, I think, is what this thing's going to say. Was that right? Yes, I was.
Hey.
When was the first UFC event held? Oh, that's easy. 1993. What is the name? Seriously, can you guys challenge me? Please?
Juicy's parent company.
Oh, I don't know what it is. Of course I know that one. Conor McGregor was arrested for throwing a hand truck into Habib Nurmagomedov's bus before their 2018 clash. After Habib won, the Russian did what? Do you know?
Hold on, I'm reading it. I'm gonna say spat on McGregor.
You'd be wrong. It jumped out of
Dang.
the octagon and attacked his team.
Oh.
Which of the
Wow, that's
following
crazy.
categories is in a UFC weight division? Uh-oh. Okay. You have to know this, or so help me. I will slap you upside the head.
Press weight.
Thank you. Got to admit, I was a little nervous you wouldn't know that.
I can't believe they have a straw weight. That's crazy.
Which of the following cities has never hosted a UFC clash? Huh?
I mean, this seems like
Correct.
the most logical answer. Okay.
Which of the following is a popular MMA website? Do you know this one?
Which one?
You're not gonna know that. You're not. Yeah, you're not gonna know that one.
Oh.
That
I mean,
one
I
was
still would have guessed.
right, but that one was so obscure that I just one of these options is not an illegal move in UFC bouts. Headbutting, biting, hair pulling, tickling. What? Wow. Okay. You want to guess on this one?
What was the question again?
Which one of these is not illegal to do in a UFC fight?
Headbutting? It's not illegal.
Not illegal. Yes.
Not illegal. I'm gonna say tickling.
That would be my guess. Yeah, we're correct. Which of the
Hey,
following
let's go.
idioms relates to MMA? Oh boy. Upper hand, bad brain, sticking point. Wait, does or does not? Which of the following relates to MMA? I mean, do you any guesses?
I would say. I'm gonna choose A. That's. Or no, sorry. That is in the following. Oh, I would say upper hand. B.
You would be incorrect. It's no holds barred.
Bro.
Although I think that's dumb because I could make the argument that all of those could relate. Anyway, which media personality can often be seen interviewing MMA fighters after a bout? Oh boy, this has probably changed. Oh no, it hasn't. You know this one?
What was the question? I didn't really understand the question.
Which person interviews fighters in the octagon after they fight?
Oh, Joe Rogan.
Thank you, stupid. Which of these moves isn't a real MMA move? Oh boy. Okay. What are
Lamb
we
chop.
doing? Yeah. Oh boy. July 2021, UFC 264 filled the T-Mobile Arena with how many people? Oh, lovely. Do we know the exact number of people? Any guesses?
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say A. I'm gonna say A.
I think it can only hold around 10,000 actually,
Ah,
but I'm not sure, so I'm gonna just risk it. It was
no
double.
way. 20,000.
Wow.
Jeez.
We lost our 12 correct streak. Who was the first and only fighter in the history of the sport to defend 2 titles while holding them? That would. Do you know this one?
I kind of missed the part. Go up to where the question is.
Which fighter defended 2 belts in 2 different weight divisions at the same time?
I want to say Anderson Silva.
You'd be wrong. It's Amanda Nunes.
No. Ah,
Who isn't
yeah, my man.
an up incoming MMA star? Wow. Okay, I'm not even going to entertain that. Get that tennis out of here. Stupid tennis.
It was way in it. Oh my god, that's crazy.
In a time of social distancing, UFC was among the first live sports to return from an imposed hiatus on what date in 2020? Actually, it was not among the first, it was the first. So that question doesn't even make sense, but okay. At least as far as I know. Unless, I guess cornhole was technically going, so, I mean, they would have returned. Okay, any
Wouldn't it
ideas?
be
Because I
May?
really. Sure. I had no idea. Oh, you were right. Nice job.
Let's go. Let's go.
Where is Fight Island?
I want to shoot for Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. Oh, Senator John McCain once described the UFC as what? Do you have any idea? Because
What was the
I
last
do.
part?
Senator John McCain described the UFC as blank.
I'm gonna go with just nuts.
No. Human
No,
cockfighting.
brutally barbaric. No, what? Human. Okay.
Which U.S. state was the last one to legalize MMA? Okay, come on, make these harder. Do you know it?
What was the question?
Which one of these states was the last to legalize MMA?
Last to legalize. I'm gonna say Wyoming.
You'd be wrong. It's New York.
No. Dang, New York was saying no
Yeah.
for the longest time. Wow.
When was the first UFC video game released? Any ideas?
I'm gonna shoot for 2004.
I think it was 2008. Because 2004 would have only been 3 years after the UFC. The first year of the Ultimate Fighter, I think, was 2007. Dude, I think it was 2008.
Dang.
We're going to go 2008 just to risk it.
Shoot for it.
I was wrong. Awesome. Well,
Which one was
my
it?
fault. I'm not sure. It must have been 2004 because it wasn't. There's no way it was 2000. It wasn't B 2000, and it definitely wasn't 2020. When was testosterone replacement therapy banned in the UFC?
Wasn't it recent too? Oh
I
no, it wasn't. It doesn't even give us that option. Okay. I believe off of tuition, I'm gonna just say 2016. Maybe like the most recent year.
okay. I guess we got it wrong.
Boo.
Who holds the record for the most consecutive title defenses? Ooh, do you know this one?
Most consecutive title defenses. I'm gonna go with Demetrius Johnson.
You'd be correct. Congrats.
Yes. Yes. Let's go.
A legend in your own right, your UFC knowledge is tough to beat. Yeah, no dirt, Sherlock. All right, well, you heard it from the website first. We are geniuses when it comes to this sport, so tune in next time with us. Until then, goodbye, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone who wishes they could be